Here's why you should explore other niches in photography. What's up guys, it's Project Photography back with the video, and today we're going to be talking about why you should explore other niches of photography other than the one you primarily shoot with. Now, a lot of people, majority of the time, shoot one niche of photography, whether it's landscape, portraits, weddings, architecture, events, studio stuff, like anything like that. People usually generally like to stick to one niche of photography. I know I was that way for a really long time. I mainly shot landscapes and wildlife, and that was pretty much it. And of course, I dabbled in other areas of photography like portraiture and that sort of thing. But I've come to the realization that I think it's good for me to practice other niches of photography. And more recently, I've been shooting things like architecture, I've been shooting obviously a lot of landscapes, and just other things other than just landscapes. And I love landscapes, don't get me wrong. Landscape is one of the best, my favorite niche of photography, obviously. That's kind of what I base this entire channel around. But I'm kind of more shifting more towards photography in general. I think a big reason for that is because I realized that in life, photography isn't necessarily just about shooting one thing. It's about capturing your experience as a person and as a photographer. So by indulging in other niches of photography, you're able to go ahead and explore what life has to offer. And I think it's okay for people to stick with one niche of photography. That's totally fine if that's your preference. But I think for me, I think it's important to go out and explore the entirety of life and what it has to offer, rather than just sticking to one niche of photography. And at the end of the day, everyone is going to have a niche of photography that they really enjoy. Like, everyone's gonna have that one niche that they're very good at and that they want to keep pursuing, and that's kind of their main thing. And people do this to master that niche of photography. Whether it's something like portraiture, they want to make sure they have the best portraiture possible. Photojournalism, they want to make sure that they get to the top and be the best photojournalist possible. And just things like that. They want to be able to master their craft and know that they're the best at what they do. But that's just kind of how photography is. Like, we kind of gravitate more towards one niche of photography at a time. And we like to dabble in other sorts of things. But most of the time, we stick to one thing and master it. So I'm here to tell you guys that we should indulge in other niches of photography. Go out and explore the world. Go out and explore what photography has to offer. And I'll give you guys some reasons why you should explore other niches of photography. First of all, photography has a ton of niches to try out. Everything from shooting birds and wildlife to shooting sports, race cars, people, events, landscapes, portraiture. You can shoot all kinds of stuff. And it's so diverse in a sense that photography niches are kind of based on life, as in what life has to offer. And one of my previous episodes, I kind of broke that mold of just shooting one niche of photography. I went out and shot architecture photography in downtown San Francisco, and that's something I didn't really do because I mainly shot landscape photography and I mainly showcased that. But I went out and shot something different because I felt like I want to go ahead and show what my other interests are, and maybe just go out there and just shoot different stuff. I think it's so great that photography has so many niches. It means that everyone has a spot in photography. Everyone has something they're able to do. To close ourselves off from all those other possibilities, it's kind of putting ourselves at a disadvantage because we're not really able to explore what life has to offer. And I think it's great that people master one niche of photography, but I think that we're really closing ourselves off if we don't go out and explore other niches of photography. Another reason why is that photography is meant to showcase your life and your perspective as a person, as a photographer. And a lot of our lives aren't one-dimensional. Like, we don't just go out and do one thing. Like, we don't just go out and shoot landscapes and hike all day. Like, we have other things that we do. A lot of us spend time with friends and family. We like to go out and vacation to these other places rather than just doing what we do in photography. And I think by expressing yourself in those other ways, you're able to bring more dimensionality to your work and to your photography. If you just go out and shoot, let's say, landscapes, and that's all people know you for, they won't know about your other sides of photography, and they won't know about your other sides of life, because we have a lot of other things that make us who we are. But if we just show that one aspect of ourselves, then we're not really able to portray that other side of ourselves. So by indulging in other forms of photography, we're able to bring those other parts of ourselves out of us. And I think that's able to kind of show the world like who we are truly, rather than just the one-dimensionality aspect that mastering one or having one niche of photography really does to us. Now, I'm not saying scrap the whole thing down, scrap this idea of only having one niche of photography, scrap only doing one niche of photography. No, what I'm saying is that we should diversify ourselves, that we should indulge in other forms of photography, because I think it's healthy. I think you're able to explore what the world has to offer. You're able to show other parts of yourself. And I'm not saying that you have to do a bunch of other things. I'm just saying that we should have these other niches of photography to add on to ourselves and add on to our main niche of photography. We should use these other forms of photography to showcase the role of who we are as people and the other things that we can do. This should be in addition to your life, not a subtraction of other things. It should be in addition to your life in a sense that we're adding on other platforms and other things that you can do. And at the end of the day, photography is meant to be fun. Photography is meant to be enjoyed by everybody. Photography was meant to be fun in a sense that there's so much the world has to offer and be able to explore those other things. And it's fun, just like let yourself have fun, let yourself go out there and just be creative in just the best way you know how. I think we forget that a lot. I think a lot of us try to chase fame, try to chase a paycheck, try to chase mastery of a subject. But at the end of the day, photography was meant to be fun. Photography was meant to document things in our lives that other people may or may not see. And it was just meant to be fun and enjoy yourselves. And I think that we kind of move away with that, trying to be the best possible photographer possible, trying to make the most money, trying to make a career out of it. But that's what brought us to photography in the first place. That's where our roots are grounded in. It was grounded in this idea that it was meant to be fun. It was meant to be something that we enjoyed. And I think that we need to bring more of that back. And I just think that a lot of people are getting really serious about photography. And that's great and all. But I think we just lose a lot of part of our foundation that really brought us to photography in the first place. Like, I know for a fact that I did photography just because I thought it was fun, just because I thought it was enjoyable, and I kind of want to go back to that. And I think that I've been chasing this dream of being a full-time photographer for so long, and I just think that it's good to have some fun every once in a while. It's good to go out and shoot, not necessarily for a purpose, but just because you want to go out and shoot. It might not be your best subjects or your best work or your favorite niche of photography, but just go out there and shoot and have fun with it. And that's really what it comes down to. And I really think that practicing other niches of photography is so important. Like, you're not gonna go out there and shoot, let's just say, one of your sub niches of photography and make portfolio level stuff. No, that's not the point. It's just to go out there and have fun and express yourself in different ways. So like I said, at the end of the day, go out there and shoot other niches of photography. It's fun, it'll showcase other sides of you, and you'll just have a good time doing it. And that's honestly all that matters in photography. Photography is meant to be fun, and it was meant to showcase who you are as a person, and we're not one-dimensional as people, and neither should our photography. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I know this is kind of an abstract concept, but yeah, trying out another niche of photography is definitely something that I'm going to continue to do. I shot architecture a few times. I want to go ahead and shoot more portraiture. I know I have a video idea coming up where I want to go to the Santa Monica Pier and just shoot around just for fun, you know. But landscape photography is still going to be a big part of this channel, something I'm going to concentrate a lot on. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Let me know what your guys' favorite niches of photography are and why. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.